Okay, we're at question number 20, which the prompt says to distribute. Oh, we've got complex numbers. All right. We've covered this recently, so hopefully this is fresh in your mind. When you distribute complex numbers, everything goes the same as distributing normally the normal distribution of two binomials. We got a little bit of an interesting thing at the end when we get an I squared. So let's go ahead and start our distribution. The 2 is going to distribute to the second binomial, or the second complex number. Yeah, that's a terrible I. Let's try that again. We have that big of a tail. And then we've got negative 12i times 5 plus 8i. So the first term of the first binomial goes to the second binomial. Second term of the first binomial goes to the second binomial. Now we can go ahead and multiply monomial times binomial. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 8 is 16i. 12 times 5 is actually 60, and that's going to be a negative 60. If you need to use your calculator for that, no problem. And this one is one that I can't do in my head. Well, I could, but let's just use a calculator. 12 times 8. I know it's going to be negative because it's a negative times a positive. Got 12 times 8. Oops, that didn't work. 12 times 8 equals 96. And that one we have 96. Both terms had an I in there. That's going to be I squared. Remember this next step. The middle terms are always common or like terms. We've got 10. We got positive 16 minus 60. 16 minus 60 equals negative 44. So negative 44i. And then remember, class, this I squared can be converted to negative 1. So that's going to change the negative 96 to positive 96. And now our first term and our last term are like terms. 10 plus 96 is 106 minus 44i. Remember, your final solution needs to be written as a complex number. So the real term is first, imaginary term is second. 106 minus 44i. Let's do another one. Again, great strategy for you to get ready for the test. Pause the video, try the next one on your own, and then watch the video and check the answers, see if you're correct. Alright, let's take a look. We got the 8 is going to get multiplied by the second binomial, and then the 7i is also multiplied by the second binomial. Monomial times binomial. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 8 is 64i. Got an I in there. 7 times 3 is positive 21. There's an I in that multiplication step. And then 7 times 8 is 56. And there's where our I squared is going to be. Let's combine our middle two terms, which are always going to be like terms. 24 plus 64 plus 21 is 85. So 85i. The I squared is going to change to negative 1, which is going to flip our 56 from positive to negative 56. And now we've got first and last term are like terms. Let's go ahead and do this in our calculator. 24 minus 56 equals negative 32. And we've got, let's change colors here. We got negative 32 plus 85i. Make sure our real part is first and our imaginary part is second. Alright, let's do one more of these. Number 22. We know the drill. We're going to multiply two binomials. First term of the first binomial times the second binomial. Second term of the first binomial times the second binomial, because we are distributing. And we haven't done this in a long time, but I'll just say, you take this whole thing, this is the first thing we did in polynomials. 2 gets distributed to the second binomial, and so does the negative 10i. Alright, monomial times binomial. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 10 is 20, and there's an I in there. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20i, and negative 10 times positive 10 is negative 100 I squared, because each of those terms has an I. Middle term is always common, so you've got 4, and then we've got positive 20 and negative 20. Here's that situation where these two terms cancel each other out. Our imaginary term drops out, and the I squared is negative 1. Negative 1 flips the sign of the negative 100 and changes it to positive 100. And our final solution is, whoops, it's not 400, it's 104. So this one actually just turns to a real number, 104. Alright, questions 23 through 29. How many real solutions, remember a solution is an x-intercept, do the following discriminants have? Well, we know our rules, class. If the discriminant is positive, our real solutions are 2. If the discriminant is 0, our real solutions are 1. If the discriminant is negative, our real solutions are 0. So these questions become pretty easy. This is a negative discriminant. That means we have no real solutions. Discriminant is 0, 1 real solution. Discriminant is positive, 2 real solution. Now careful on this one. Discriminant of 1. A lot of students will make a mistake and write real solutions 1. This is a positive discriminant. It's still 2. So be careful about this one. Put an exclamation point there to watch out for that one. Oh, now they're not giving us the discriminant. They're just telling us what if the discriminant is greater than 0. Alright, greater than 0 means positive. So that's going to be 2. Discriminant equal to 0, it's going to be 1. Discriminant less than 0, it's going to be 0 real solution. So that was pretty easy. And then number 3, to wrap up this worksheet, what does the imaginary number I represent? Well, we've learned that I is equal to the square root of negative 1. So our answer here must be just the square root of negative 1. Alright, we'll continue on with the next review sheet on question number 31.